I'm sure. Well, actually, I know you posted about it. What Draymond said last night about kind of the narratives that can surround a player who wants a trade versus an organization who decides they're going to protect an asset by not playing him. Kind of the differences between those two things. I'm curious, like, what's the solution in something like in a situation like this? Is it just better understanding from the public, or I mean, how do we get to a more equitable place between ownership and players when it comes to narratives like that?
I don't know. I don't want to get into it right now. I mean, I have so many thoughts about it, but I want to be very strategic on, how my word is said. So I don't want to really jump into it much right now, but it's the narrative of what the league has always been. And, from a team's perspective, they've controlled the narrative. They've controlled the narrative of how players should be, how they should act, how they should, treat their organizations. And if things don't go their way, they have a way of getting out the narrative that this person or that person is a bad fit or was a cancer to the team or whatever the case may be. So they've always controlled that narrative. And I think Draymond and a lot of us, we understand that we would love to have change. We want change. We not even want change. We just want people to understand that it's two sides of the coin. It's not just one-sided. That's what Dre said it. I'm not going to piggyback anything that he said because he said it so perfectly and so engaging, and it was so smart about everything that he said. And I'm right with him. I mean, that is the way of the land. I mean, that's how it's always been. And we want to be able just to have an opportunity to create and also be able to control our own destiny at times as well. So. That's what it boils down to, but it's so much more to it. How do we change it? It's all about communication. It's all about, being respectful, being a great teammate. Because at the end of the day, your teammates will speak for you. Organizations will try to throw you under the bus, and we've seen it over the course of time throughout a lot of athletes. They will try to throw you under the bus, but in the long run, if you talk to a lot of the former teammates, a lot of the guys that's played the game, and you talk to those guys, they'd be like, man, he's a hell of a guy. We loved him in the locker room. He was great. And, I think you just talk to former teammates and they'll tell you about him.